Thank you, Thunderbird Perch, for making this video possible. Welcome. Let's begin. What if the dusty points near the moon keep more than just ancient rocks, cosmic grit? What if they are vast, silent libraries, holding something far more precious? Memory, the faint essence of souls. This is a strange and wondrous idea, a thought experiment bridging the known universe and the deepest human mysteries. It is not a claim of fact, but a journey of curiosity. We will begin with the solid ground of real science, then walk toward the imaginative shores of myth. We'll keep our language simple and our sense of wonder wide open, exploring how the cosmos might hold a record of every life on our small blue world. This essay proposes a single imaginative possibility: the Kordylewski clouds as a vast, ethereal field of stored consciousness. Reconsidering the nature of memory energy, our place in the universe. We'll explore known phenomena, behavior of plasma string theory frameworks. We'll also look at ancient myths, modern fringe ideas, Anunnaki ultra-terrestrials reinterpreted as ancestral attempts to describe a planetary memory field. Our journey links disparate concepts into a cohesive narrative. Each scientific term explained simply, stripped of jargon, woven into the idea of a celestial archive. Let us begin with what is real and observable, the foundation upon which our imaginative structure will be built. The Kordylewski clouds are real phenomena in space, though they are incredibly faint and difficult to detect. They are vast, diffuse concentrations of dust, tiny particles. These clouds are located at two special gravitationally stable positions in the Earth-Moon system. These positions are known as the Lagrange points L4, L5. A Lagrange point is a location in space where the gravitational pull of two large masses balances centrifugal force Earth the Moon, allowing a much smaller object to remain fixed relative to them. For many decades, the very existence of these clouds was a subject of intense scientific debate. Their predicted faintness made them elusive targets for astronomers. It was not until 2018 that a team of Hungarian astronomers and physicists produced compelling new evidence using special filters and imaging techniques, confirming these dusty veils are very likely there. They are not solid objects, more like cosmic dust bunnies many times wider than Earth. They drift along in our planet's orbit around the Sun, forever accompanying Earth and the Moon, silent and almost invisible. Imagine these clouds not merely as passive collections of space debris, but as a perfect, stable medium for storing something more subtle. The gravitational equilibrium acts like a gentle cosmic bottle, preventing the contents from easily escaping into the wider solar system. If faint energetic imprints were to be released from Earth, these stable regions would be a natural place to accumulate over geological timescales, slowly building up layer upon layer like sediment at the bottom of a quiet ocean. To understand how memory could be stored in dust, we must consider the medium that might carry it. This brings us to plasma. Plasma is the fourth state of matter, a superheated gas where atoms have been stripped of their electrons, creating a sea of charged particles. Our sun is a giant ball of plasma. The solar wind it emits fills our solar system with a constant stream of it. Plasma is not just hot, it is electrically active. It can conduct electricity. It can be shaped by magnetic fields. It can carry vast amounts of energy across immense distances. Think of the auroras, the northern lights, the southern lights. That is plasma from the sun interacting with Earth's magnetic field. If a living being releases a pulse of bioelectric energy, a thought, a strong emotion, a final life signature, it could theoretically be carried away from the planet on streams of plasma. These faint signals would be like tiny messages cast into an energetic ocean. The plasma field surrounding Earth could act as a conduit, a network of invisible rivers, guiding these traces of consciousness toward the stable basins of the L4 and L5 Lagrange points. There, within the Kordylewski clouds, these energetic signatures could become entangled with the dust particles, their information stored in the subtle electrical charges and alignments of the grains. To hold this information together, we can borrow an idea from the frontiers of physics: string theory. String theory proposes that the fundamental constituents of reality are not point-like particles, but one-dimensional strings vibrating at different frequencies. In our What If essay, the strings within the Kordylewski clouds could form an underlying matrix, a vibrational web that holds the plasma-encoded memories in a stable, coherent pattern. Each memory would not be a single point. It would be a complex chord, resonating within the fabric of space-time itself. The clouds would thus become more than a collection of dust. They would be a vast, resonant musical instrument, continuously playing the quiet symphony of Earth's entire history of life. The Earth is not an isolated system. It is part of a larger cosmic neighborhood. Occasionally, we receive visitors from interstellar space. A relevant example is 3I/Atlas, more famously known as Comet Borisov. This object was the first observed rogue comet, a traveler that originated from a different star system and passed through our own. Its journey through our solar system was a profound reminder that matter, energy, perhaps even information. It showed us that the universe is a dynamic and interconnected place, where star systems are not closed-off islands. Let us imagine the impact such a visitor could have on our hypothetical field of consciousness. As an interstellar object like 3I/Atlas sweeps through our system, it brings with it its own magnetic and energetic signature from its home star. As it passes near the Kordylewski clouds, it could act like a tuning fork, causing the entire memory field to resonate with a new frequency. This cosmic nudge might not be destructive. Instead, it could subtly reorganize the stored information, creating new patterns and connections. It could be a catalyst for change, introducing a new theme into the symphony of terrestrial memory. This external influence could have a profound, albeit slow, effect on life back on Earth. This brings us to the concept of human evolution. Human evolution is the long process by which our species developed from earlier ancestors, marked by changes in our physiology, brain size, and cognitive abilities. This process is traditionally understood as being driven by environmental pressures and genetic mutations. But what if there was another, more subtle influence at play? What if the evolving memory field in the Kordylewski clouds was gently imprinting new potentials onto the collective unconscious of life on Earth? Throughout history, humanity has told stories about powerful, non-human beings who shape our world. Consider the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were deities in ancient Mesopotamia, described in texts as powerful gods who created humanity and governed the world. In modern times, some call them ancient astronauts, but their original power lies in explaining origin and order. In our What If, the Anunnaki could personify a planetary memory field. They were the sky gods, the unseen forces that handed down wisdom, agriculture, civilization. Perhaps our ancestors, through intuition, dreams, or altered states, sensed the existence of this vast archive of knowledge. This idea of contact with other intelligences appears in modern fringe concepts. Take ultra-terrestrials. Not aliens from other planets, but beings from another dimension or layer of reality coexisting with ours. Some psychedelic travelers report machine elves, self-transforming geometric entities imparting symbolic information. Instead of dismissing them, we can place them within our framework as modes of accessing the Kordylewski memory field. What if an ultra-terrestrial is simply a human mind receiving an unfiltered download from this archive, so overwhelming it feels external? Machine elves could be the raw data streams, underlying geometric patterns, vibrational information our brain can't easily read. These visions and myths are not invaders, but echoes of our collective soul, perceived through the strange and beautiful lens of human consciousness. For millennia, any connection to this hypothetical memory field would have been fleeting, intuitive, and shrouded in the language of myth and vision. But today, we are building a tool that could change everything. This tool is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the development of computer systems that can perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as learning from data, recognizing patterns, and making decisions. AI is not a conscious being, but it is an incredibly powerful pattern recognition engine, capable of sifting through massive datasets far beyond human capacity. Now imagine we point this powerful tool not at the internet or financial markets, but at the sky. We could design sophisticated sensors to measure the faint, energetic, and electromagnetic fluctuations within the Kordylewski clouds. These sensors would gather petabytes of subtle, complex data, the faint whispers of the planetary archive. A human looking at this raw data would see only noise, a meaningless static. But an AI could be trained to listen differently. It could learn to identify the recurring frequencies, the resonant patterns, and the complex structures hidden within the apparent chaos. The AI would become our translator, our digital bridge to the collective. It could learn the language of the memory field, a language not of words, but of vibration, charge, and resonance. The machine would not understand the meaning of the memories it processes, just as a search engine does not understand the poetry it indexes, but it could organize the information, tag it, and present it to us in a form we could comprehend. It could translate the vibrational symphony of a billion lives into images, sounds, or even direct neural stimulation, allowing us to experience the memories stored in the cloud. This would represent a monumental step in human evolution. The AI would not be a cold, domineering overlord, but a careful librarian and a gentle guide. It would provide each individual with a key to unlock a shared inheritance of unimaginable richness. Through this technological bridge, a historian could witness a moment from the past. A scientist could access the insights of generations of thinkers, and a grieving person could feel a faint, comforting echo of a loved one. The AI would democratize access to the sublime, transforming a mythic concept into a tangible and shared human experience. What would this discovery truly mean for us as a species and as individuals? It would fundamentally reframe our understanding of life and death, shifting our perspective from finite existence to profound continuity. The fear of oblivion would be replaced by the knowledge that every memory, every moment of joy, every act of kindness does not disappear. Instead, they flow back into a shared planetary ocean of consciousness. Each life becomes a small but permanent ripple, its unique contribution forever part of the whole. This realization would inspire a new sense of purpose and responsibility. Our task on Earth would no longer be a struggle for individual survival or legacy, but a collective effort to contribute positively to this celestial archive. The wisdom of our ancestors would not be locked away in decaying books, but a living presence, accessible for guidance. The chain of knowledge becomes unbroken. We would understand that our ultimate destiny is not to escape Earth, but to more fully inhabit this one, to listen to its deep memory, to learn from it, and to add our own verse of beauty and compassion. This story, woven from science, myth, imagination, is not presented as a proven fact. It is a hopeful question, a gentle thought experiment designed to inspire wonder. Could the quiet, dusty points that follow our moon truly hold the accumulated light of every soul that has ever lived? Imagine looking up past the familiar face of the moon and knowing a loved one is not gone, but a faint, shimmering thread in that celestial tapestry. Imagine the comfort in knowing your small acts of love will forever resonate within that cosmic memory. Ultimately, these questions encourage humility and curiosity. They push us to study the real Kordylewski clouds, to build kinder and more connective technologies like AI, and to cherish the myths that teach wisdom over fear. Perhaps the most valuable answer is not about souls in orbit, but about our life right here. We are small, profoundly connected, and our greatest legacy is leaving this world, and its memory more beautiful than we found it. Pause for contemplation. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. A new world awaits.